Welcome back to the Stretched Monster Mower build series. Today we're going to start working on the rear driveline. The part of the driveline we're going to work on today is the outer half of the axles. The rear is going to be able to steer, so this drawing right now represents this is the U-joint and this is the center line of the U-joint. Our kingpins will float up here and down here. We have this 2.5 inch pipe that we're going to put a 2-inch bearing to carry our 1-inch axle, and that's what we're going to start machining today. We're going to get the pipe trued up, both the inside and the out, so we can press this bearing holder in and then press our bearing into it. When we're done, we'll be able to weld this piece right here into the 2.5 inch pipe. It's going to be a good bit of work, but the only way to get it done is to get started with it. So let's go. So it's the next day. Last night we ended up cutting our shop time short a bit so we could go see the monster truck show up at the Charlotte Spectrum Center. It was a lot of fun, and now it makes me really want to take the monster mower and go crush the neighbor's lawnmower and do donuts in the front yard. However, I think they might be a little mad at me for that, so I'm going to continue working on the stretched mower. Last night before we left, we finished up our axle blocks. We machined the outside to where it's nice and concentric because pipe tends to have high spots in it. The inside of this is bored to 2.540 inches. And our next step will be to take my 2 3/4 inch round rod, machine it to a very, very tight tolerance. That way we can press it inside the axle block and then weld it in. Once we have it pressed and welded, we're going to go ahead and finish machining out the bearing sleeve to press in our 2-inch bearing to carry the axle. That sounds like a lot of work, and honestly it's going to be a lot of cutting with this 2 3/4 inch piece of round rod. But let's get to it and get it done. It's another day again. This project is taking way longer than I was hoping it would, but it's alright. So last night we started machining that round stock that's going to become our bearing sleeve, or our bearing holder, whatever. It's the part that's getting pressed into the 2.5-inch pipe. While we were trying to machine the round rod yesterday, I noticed that some of the lathe's feet were starting to get a little sticky and gummed up. So I had to take the time to pull it apart and clean it. After I got all that done, then I noticed the chuck jaws were getting a little gummed up and not wanting to turn. So I had to pull those apart and clean them. So we ended up wasting about an hour or so of time just trying to deep clean the lathe, getting it back into tip-top running condition. Today we're going to finish up what we started yesterday, and hopefully we can get stuff welded in and pressed together and go ahead and put this project to rest. I'm tired of playing with the lathe. So let's get back to work and get to it. We now have the bearing spacers pressed in. The next step is to weld the circumference of the pipe and then go ahead and finish boring out the inside of the spacer to accept our bearing. We're looking for a pretty snug fit. It doesn't have to be quite as tight of a press fit as these ones were, but it's late. We ended up getting distracted by watching the Clemson LSU game, so I'm going to go ahead and finish this up tomorrow. And for you guys, it's going to be in about 3 seconds. So see you out there. Alright, so I just finished TIG welding the bearing spacers into our axle block. The welds themselves aren't the prettiest, but that's alright because I was using the freehand technique instead of walking the cup or other traditional styles of TIG welding. So now we just gotta finish boring out the inside bearing spacer to hold the bearing. So we're on the home stretch now, so let's finish this up and get it done. so we just finished up the lathe portion of making the axle block. As you can tell, we had our 2.5-inch pipe that we turned down, we made our bearing sleeves, and we pressed our bearings in. What we have to do next is start, what's all the stuff gonna be called? The things we're doing to this.
You'll put the grooves in it to mount your...
I don't know what that part's
for your kingpins.
Hey Connor.
What do you call those things?
What? So the things that come out to the kingpins, what are they called? We have the kingpins, but we have the arms that go out, but they're not in it.
That's what I call them. There's no such animal, because they're all made in, you just call it a hub. I've never heard, because it's all one piece when
dogs. You're talking about the thing that sticks out and acts like a wing?
Yeah.
I mean, on the lathe, you call them dogs.
Yeah, but they're...
All right. So the next step we have to do is go ahead and strap this to the mill and then make our arms that will go out to hold the kingpins. But that's going to be on another video, so we will catch you guys in the next one. If you want to keep up with the build series, go ahead and subscribe to the channel. And I think I should have a video, do not press that button. He's going to press the button. He's going to press the button. He's trying to make lots of noise. Anyways, if you want to keep up with the build, go ahead and give the video a like, subscribe to the channel, and we'll catch you guys on the next one. See you. That was so lame.